back to music as vibration. And as you know, Victor, I mean, you're friends with Eileen McCusick, who's a friend of mine, and we've been doing research with her. And we just did a feasibility study looking at her distant tuning approach, right? Using tuning forks to feel the field in a person and work with removing blocks when they're there. I mean, we're going to be publishing that study pretty soon. It's just an initial feasibility study. But we did this with people who had significant anxiety during COVID time. A lot of us are isolated. We don't have our friends network. We don't have our support systems. And so we just looked at what happens if people get three tunings, kind of bringing them back into coherence vibrationally using Eileen's method. What happens if they just have three sessions a week? And what I can tell you is that the drops in anxiety were profound. They were actually clinically significant, meaning they dropped to levels of anxiety that are not diagnosable as anxiety anymore. And so, this
Yes.
power that we have. So, we have a bunch of questions. We have a bunch of questions on your book, and I want to honor everybody. Thank you so much for your questions because they're amazing. The
If I could say this, Shamini, now Eileen McCusick, she's crazy in the best sense of the word, of what I like when I say crazy. She is, if the box is here, she's over here. She is way out of the box. Now you're talking about, she gives people tunings and stuff. Unless we know what you're talking about, which I do, people aren't getting it.
yeah.
This woman, Eileen, I urge people to get her new book. I think it's Electric Body. Is that what
Yes,
it is?
Electric Body, Electric Health just came out a few weeks before yours, and
Yes.
I think our community at the Consciousness and Healing Initiative is pretty aware of Eileen because we've had her on quite
Good.
a bit. But for those of you who are just joining Chi, this is the work that we do. Is like you said, people don't get it, and that's part of the work of our nonprofit is to help people understand this area that we call the biofield, the fields of energy and information that connect us and heal us, and that's very
Right.
much what Eileen and your work is about, right? Is
And she uses a tuning fork.
yeah.
From wherever she is, she'll hit a tuning fork, and that tuning fork tells her what's going on in your biofield, your invisible body. Amazing. And I'm so happy that you all are actually, for lack of a better word, scientifically studying this.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's
So real,
exactly the right word. It is science. There's no reason why
yes,
science can't study the sacred, the spiritual, and the energetic. Absolutely.
exactly. So very soon we can't just call it hocus pocus anymore. Science is going to be able to say, no, this is real. And really, science is just, in many cases, is proving what we already know anyway.
Mhm.
Lots of studies they're doing on music and things like that. And those us musicians, we already know that.
Yeah.
But it's nice to get science on board. And so I'm happy that you are involved with Eileen to help uh, get science on board
Well,
with
yeah.
what she's doing.
To tell the story, because wouldn't it be nice if we went into the doctor's office and part of our prescription was a musical prescription, right? That we would go in and they would say, okay, here's where you're in phase, here's where you're out of phase, here's where you're in coherence. Here's some really easy things you can do to tune yourself, right? So
Sure.
there's no reason why we can't evolve our systems of healing to be like that. We're actually going back to the old ways, as you know, the ways that have been around for thousands of years, where people used music and sound as medicine in all these ways. So there's no reason for us to think it's just entertainment. It's deep,
Yeah.
it's powerful, and so we're very, yeah, we feel very privileged at the Consciousness and Healing Initiative to be sharing some of this work and conducting what's really fun and meaningful research on vibration. Um,
Yeah.